It's my birthday week, because Wednesday is my birthday. It show is. It show is. So we're gonna do a lot of collabs today, a lot of collabs Wednesday. Wonderful message from the chat. First time chatter. I gave my 4-year-old niece the Trash Mob plushies. She loved them so much. She cried so hard she nearly threw up.
Congratulations, by the way, on being the newest.
Oh. That's great. I'm glad. I'm glad the word you used was nearly threw up. You'd throw up for me? Thank you. Anyway, it's Monday, my dudes. We have a few things planned. Got some stuff in less than an hour. Less than an hour. We got a little party game. A little murder collab. The 2 hours after that-ish. Got a little peak lobby. And then 2 hours after that-ish, playing the headliners, which I haven't played yet. So we got a few things lined up today. A few things. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. I gotta see what people say about Wednesday. Because I just want it to be like collab, do shit with my friends, you know? So we got that. We got that going on. Yeah, it's Geek Week. It's Geek Week Forever 876. Someone doesn't remember the lore. Unless it's a joke specifically about the lore. Who knows? It's Schrodinger's comment. No, I've never played Headliners before today. Friend messaged me, was like, have you played it? I was like, no. And they were like, okay, let's collab. I kind of wanted to do a longer stream today, Wednesday. You know, it's birthday week, why not? But I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing after this one thing. I don't have anything set up. And then they were just like, hey, have you played Headliners? And I was like, no, I haven't actually. So, here we are. Actually, I have to make sure I have it. I don't even know who we're playing with. But I don't care. Because I'm just here to play games. Right about the Giga lore, but I also didn't know there is a Giga lore. Well, there is. Get to studying. No, I never did lore videos because I didn't feel like I had the money to put into lore videos. Because, like, technically I could have, but then I wouldn't really be, like, saving money. And I was like, that's kind of stupid for me, you know? So I didn't really, like... I didn't really do the lore videos because the amount of art you have to pay for is crazy. Sometimes they are projects that are like 10K, 20K. If you're not doing like big animation, just an animatic, and if it's like longer than 2 minutes, it literally will be like that much sometimes, depending on what artists you use and all that. And I was like, I just, no. I can't be doing that, dude. Like, no. So, yeah, that's why a lot of the lore is said. I mention it whenever it's brought up, if there's like a thing to correct or whatever. And then I just, I don't know. How much would a full blown anime episode even cost then? The expense is insane. It's insane. And when people in chat are like, "Oh, I wish this person, you know, it'd be so cool if VTubers just made anime. They're anime." I'm like, "Yeah, just make anime for hundreds of thousands of dollars for one episode." Thread online, why don't more VTubers do intro sequences like in animes? Yeah. Realistically, there are only a few people who could afford that. And just because you can afford that doesn't mean you should. Yeah, sorry, Steam noise. I was downloading that game for later. It's just, dude, I don't know. A filler episode from a streamlined JP Studio costs about 100K. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because, dude, I don't know. I have stuff to pay for. I have stuff to pay for. I have so much stuff to pay for. For myself, I still pay for a lot of stuff relating to medical. I take care of other people. It's not just me. Like, even if my only responsibility, my only one, was to pay for my home and my bills, and that's it, I still wouldn't be spending a bunch of money on lore. Like, you know? I don't know.
Do your Afro Samurai cost $1 million an episode, and I don't think the average tuber can afford that. Faction redeems chat.
1 million per episode. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, we can't be out here making anime. I know you can make it a lot cheaper per episode than that, for sure. If you work with like an independent animator and you're fine with them taking an entire year to make a 5-10 minute thing, I mean, I guess, but yeah, most people are just trying to pay rent. Exactly. Most people truly cannot afford like even a 5-minute episode of an anime. So when someone does it, I'm like, man, that's cool. And but how do you make money off of that? Because here's the thing. You release an episode where YouTube, we all know, no matter what the watch time is, YouTube videos don't make that much money. They really don't. Right? They just don't. Then, okay, you make your anime episode. What do people do? Buy merch. They were already gonna do it if they followed you and liked your content. So the money you might be making would just be from new viewers from the YouTube thing. And are they really gonna buy merch of your character over one episode on YouTube of a mini anime series? That's not even a series. They're not gonna become like big longtime fans for that, you know, because it's just one episode. So it just, like, there's just no way to get money back. You get no return really from it. So if you want to do it because you have the funds to as a passion project, it's great, but like it can't be a thing that like makes money for you, like out of like bringing in new fans, selling merch, whatever, blah blah blah, unless you have like a whole series set up, which again then it's going to take you like $1 million. You know, it could be a project that's way less depending on the type of animation, but it's so hard to find people to do that too. So even if you like find one. They usually don't want to dedicate their full-time hours for like a year to making your series. I don't know. It's so tough. And I think that it just sucks because a lot of us, that's an end goal, is like, I'd love to have an episode of some anime one day or like something. But it's a lot. Could be more affordable if it's more of a group project. Yes. If you have like multiple people in there, you could split the cost. But the more characters you have interacting and doing things per scene, the more it costs. So it also scales up a bit. You just save on like, we're just putting 3 characters on one background instead of one character on their own background each. Right? You know? Would make more from streaming the creation of the video than you get from the actual video. Yeah, which is in itself its own thing, right? You could make content about the creation of the final product. And then eventually, I don't know. It's tough. Scheduling to get others voicing. God, don't even talk about scheduling, man. Ugh. I don't know. I think, you said, would it be cheaper to get 3D animators to do what you think? Yeah, because you're reusing assets when you do 3D. 3D animation is a lot cheaper. Like the creation of the initial assets costs a bit more, but then you can make more out of it because you just send them the files for your model. You might have to make new environments, new scenes and everything, but they're reusing those models, so it's not too bad, but it takes a really long time. They both take a really long time. It's still not that much cheaper. It's just a little bit. Yeah, rendering. It's well, because, you know, you can make a character move, but it depends on the quality, right? You guys have seen like bad CGI versus good CGI in movies. And if they just take longer, they spend more hours working on something, they can make like Pixar level animation. But then if you do something in a day, it looks all choppy and shitty, right? So there's this whole spectrum of time that you could spend to make it better and better. It could be crazy expensive. It couldn't be all right. I don't know. It just depends on like what quality you're going for, you know? And then the problem is if you don't do good quality, then people complain. They're like, that was shit. They're like, that's not like real anime, you know? Or people go, Ruby was cooler, right? Wooby was so much better. Why can't you just be like Wooby? So, I don't know. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Spend $1 billion for something people will be like cool at, or spend less money. It's cheaper. It's made to an extent that you can afford, and then people are like, it's shit. You know? I don't know, man. It's just funny. Mouse has one extra guy working on her stuff. Yeah. That's the thing, is like, also, how many people can do stuff to that level? And they're one person able to do all that. And they're available. They're not already working in a really good studio. And they can actually spend hours on your stuff. It's like so rare. There's like 2 people out there, you know? Everyone else who's like that good to do that on their own usually already works for a studio, and you just can't lock them down. They'll be like, yeah, I got 1 hour a week. You know? So yeah, you just have to hope you find an actual studio that's willing to take your shit on. It's the only way. Dylan Good has a team. Yeah, exactly. So my strat has been to search around for studios that are willing. Find studios that have like little gaps in between projects and see if they'll take on small one-offs from me. And not like crazy high quality, just little things here and there for fun, you know? And that's just, there you go. It's the best you could do. Dylan Goose cracked. Yeah, no, he's really good, but it's also, he has like a, you know, a team. So whenever it's a studio, you have to hope they're not actively already working on another project and they can spare you time. But when someone locks them down, they're like, oh, I need, this 12 episode miniseries made. And they're like, yeah, we'll do it. Now they're working full time on that, usually for like months and months and months, sometimes a year. And you're just like, okay, I'll see you in a year when you have a 2-week gap to work on my 5-minute short. I don't know. There are people out there you can find. You have to wade through so much of it to finally get to one. I don't know. Luckily, I actually do have one studio that was willing to help me with some stuff. So we'll see. But it's in between other shit. And I'm offering a bunch of work for them in exchange. So it's like, it is what it is. It is what it is. People that are really good at using Source Filmmaker. You guys know the Russian Badger. He does so much of his stuff just straight up in Source Filmmaker. And it's crazy high quality, crazy, but he does it all himself, and he spent so many years fine-tuning it. And he just full mocaps all of his stuff and throws it into Source Filmmaker and sits there and fine-tunes for a billion hours. He switched to something else. He still uses it for some stuff, but yeah. But that's what he did for forever. Source Filmmaker with the 30K mocap suit. Yeah. I mean, hey, if something works, it works, right? Plain and simple. If it works, why change? Why? He said also need to be careful that the studio is genuinely trustworthy. Yeah, we've seen that before with what the fuck was the studio? I was even trying to get work from them. I mean, they couldn't hold my money or anything, so I was fine. I did it with... I was like, I'm doing it through... Oh, Sell, yeah. I was like, I'm doing it through PayPal. Dude wanted like a wire transfer. I was like, no. No, we're using PayPal. And he was like, okay, we could do like send to friends at goods and services to avoid the fee. And I was like, no. Number one, legality. Number two, no. Because I was like... then I can't get that money back if something happens, So I was like, So I was able to get my shit back easy when they didn't do their work. But there were people that straight up like wrote a check, and I'm like, oh man. There's some people that just could not get anything back from that scenario. This is why, again, I am like, guys, use third parties like VGen and stuff like that. Tank the 5% fee, whatever it is, for that safety, right? I don't know. That story sucked eggs. It sucked doo-doo. The guy like literally went on the run too. It was crazy. It wasn't even like he just avoided and ghosted. He literally went on the run. It was nuts.
Cheer 100, cheer 100, cheer 100, cheer 100. Wait, how did I not realize that my new Oshi has the same birthday day as me? The heck?
Honestly, I don't always make the biggest deal out of my birthday, which is why this year I'm like, no, it's birthday week. But also because people keep getting it wrong. In the past, I used to just celebrate it on like the Friday or whatever convenient day of that birth week I could. And then people kept thinking that meant that day was my birthday. So I keep going, guys, it's the 20th. It's the 20th, but like if I would celebrate it on that Friday or that Thursday, because that was the convenient day for me and like friends to show up, then people would be like, oh, that's the birthday. And people keep getting it wrong, dude.
Happy birthday week, GEEGA.
Thank you. I'll appreciate it. I thought you had an official birthday like the Queen. It's the 20th. Gotta pick a new day every year. I used to do it like whatever that week was. I would do that Thursday or Friday because I would always stream Thursdays and Fridays, and I would like just pick whichever one of those was most convenient for me to get people together on. And then I would be like, yep, birthday this year is this day, right? But I meant like birthday stream. I'd say birthday stream is that Friday or that Thursday or whatever, and then people would be like, "Oh, birthday is that day," and they would take the word stream and remove it, and they would just be like, birthday Thursday, huh?" So, I don't know. Anyway, we have a collab in a little bit. We have a little time. I gotta refill my water real quick. I realized I didn't refill it before streams. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. One minute.
Oh my gosh, so many pregnant Mega Men! Why am I seeing the evil Mega Men is pregnant? GEEGA, what the fuck, Dayo?
GEEGA Putegaman.
Guys, terrible news. Terrible news. I'm bleeding, but not badly. Not badly. I'm bleeding. I got a boo-boo. I got a boo-boo. I got a boo-boo on my way to refill my water. No, I did not get a Labubu. No, I did not. I did not get a Labubu. I would never. I hate them. I hate them so much. Stupid Lapupu. They're so ugly. They are so fucking ugly. Bleh. Bleh. Not even the 24-karat Lapupu. No. No, 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 no. I saw them in a little store the other day and I was just looking at them and I was like, God, they're so ugly. And you know what they were selling? They were selling these, what's the word? Plastic cases. They had this plastic Labubu case that you could like snap around it, around the keychain of it. And it would like cover them so they didn't get dirty, I guess. I'm like, brother, ugh. Ugh. Stupid. Thank you. Warda Murphy, thank you for the 50. That's crazy. That's huge. Thank you so much. Sorry, I needed a second to pull up. I was like, I can't see it. There it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. Labubu versus Stanley Cup. I've complained about the Stanley Cup so many times, dude. Pack my Stanley with me. And then it's a video of them, like, putting the stupid snack tray on the outside. So every time you go to drink from your drink, it smells like weird snack smell. Ugh. Blech. Pack my Stanley. How about you pack your fucking bags? Because you should carry a bag on you. I don't get Stanley's. What happened to good thermos or Yeti? I mean, it's just another good thermos. That's the thing. It's not. We don't have to hate on Stanley cups as just a good ass cup. It's a good ass cup. The same way a lot of other ones are a good ass cup. Because what does a cup have to be? A thing that keeps a drink cold or warm and holds it. Right? Like, it's not a bad cup. Right? It's just people are like turning it into more than a cup. The moment they turn it into more than a cup, they've lost the whole plot. They have no grip on reality anymore, you know? And that's just it's just not good. Not good. It's the marketing and now everyone thinks they need it, so I don't like them. I mean, that's what marketing is. Then hate every product that has good marketing. Hate every single one. Hate Labubus. Hate Stanley Cups. But I'm sure there are things that have good marketing that you do genuinely like that you don't hate because you're like, no, it's pretty good. Right? I don't mind anyone being like, yeah, I like my Stanley Cup. I use the product and enjoy it. I just, you know what I don't get? This is something I never liked. When people own more than one. Now, I understand we get, like, free tumblers and shaker cups and things from companies all the time. You know, like you go to an event and they're like, ooh, we added a cup or whatever, right? But if you were buying one and you already had one in your cabinet, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have one at home. I just don't understand because I feel like I keep seeing people open their cabinets and they have like an entire shelf filled with them. Why? I feel like it's so much waste. Collecting like G-Subs cups? Yeah, but those actually have designs on them. I'm talking about like a standard thermos with nothing on it. Just a thermos, right? No design. There's no actual collectible aspect of it. It's just a cup, you know? I never understood that. I never got it. Expect me to wash them after every use, single use. It's so easy, number one. So yeah. Number two, okay, maybe you have two. Okay. Why does so many people have 8 in their fucking kitchen, man? Why do they have 8? Even still, I guess if you want to use a dishwasher and you want to leave one in the wash like that, I guess you can have 2 or 3, like depending on your frequency of use. But I would just always have one and I would just wash it. It takes less than a minute. I don't know. You can reuse those cups? Who would have thought? Stanley Cups are the Beanie Babies for millennial water talk women. Not just millennials, it's Gen Z too. It's like all of them. It spanned generations. I've noticed older, like Gen X and boomers liking them too. They keep making it a family thing. I see so many ones where they're like, I packed my Stanley for my daughter for school, you know? So it's like a multi-generational collectible. Oh, man. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's the first you've heard of Stanley Cups outside the sports thing? Good. Good. It's just hard to avoid if you see YouTube Shorts or TikTok or anything, and like, you know, you'll see one eventually. They'll show up. They'll show up. Imagine getting bullied for bringing the same Stanley Cup to school every day. I mean, there's always something though, right? If it's not those, what were the old ones? I remember we had there were a bunch of people that used to carry around these little bags, and it was what department store is it? It's a store in the mall that gives you the little brown bag. There's a paper bag, and it has printed on it text that says little brown bag. And that's what their products come in. Whatever department store or brand or whatever it was that did those made it into it. Bloomingdale's, thank you. It was Bloomingdale's back in the day. And they also had, if you had a large paper bag that you would buy something from Bloomingdale's that need to go in that, it had printed on the side, it said big brown bag, right? And it was just the way the Bloomingdale's shopping bags looked. And then at some point they made those into purses. They made them into like a vinyl, like plasticky purse. And I remember all of these like middle school and high school girls having them and bullying other girls if they didn't have one. Because that was like the craziest fad. You had to have your Bloomingdale's bag. And it was like, let me see if I can find it. Bloomingdale's little brown bag. Some of them would make it like their lunch bag. So basically their paper bags always looked like this, so they turned it into like a vinyl or not a vinyl, some sort of plasticky purse. This one. So they made a purse that was meant to look like the classic shopping bag, right? And this cute idea, but I remember like kids wanting these. They still make these. But I remember kids wanting these and then like bullying each other if they didn't have it. Girls were like insane toward each other. Insane. Did they have a big brown purse written on them? The big one does too. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Where's the big one? Bloomingdale's big brown bag. It's just a tote. Like it's not even, I don't know. Oh, they have a zip one. Medium brown bag. Oh man, look at this. People actually thought this was peak. They were like, if you don't have this, you ain't shit. I remember looking at all these kids like holding onto these and being like, I have the Bloomingdale's bag. They thought they were like rich and fancy for shopping at Bloomingdale's. It was crazy. You got bullied relentlessly in the 5th grade because you didn't have a Furby. Dude, fuck Furbies though. Ugh. Did they want blue boxes too from Tiffany's? I remember a girl got like a little ring or earrings or something from Tiffany's as a birthday gift. And I remember her leaving the blue box from it, the Tiffany blue box from it in her bag. And then like at lunch, it was a ring because I remember at lunch when she needed to eat, she'd be like, oh, let me take my ring off before I touch my food. And then she would like pull her ring off and pull out the Tiffany blue box and put the ring in the box and leave it next to herself while she ate. And then she would go wash her hands and she would leave it on the table, which I thought was crazy. I was like, why the fuck? Okay. And then she would come back and she would like she would open the box, take the ring out and be like, oh, just put my Tiffany ring back on. And then she would like put the box in her bag. So stupid. And I was sitting there broke as shit and I was like, oh my God. It was insane. And I was so surprised no one stole it. But I mean, like her friends would watch it. They'd all be sitting there, you know, so whatever. But God. What's next? The white plastic bag with red lettering from the corner store as a purse. I've seen that. It was just crazy. Just, ooh, don't look at my Tiffany ring. I have to put it in my Tiffany blue box really quickly. And she would do this whole song and dance, dude. Oh, it's so stupid. Luxury is so different growing up in the rural South. Yeah, I mean, Northeastern here, right? It was just, that was the kind of stuff they would flex is like what, because there were a lot of store options, right? And a lot of kids do get mixed with a lot of kids from other income levels because, you know, in the city, in New York City, you don't have to go to school in like your town necessarily. You can, for free, you can do that, but you can also test into some better schools for better things, or sometimes you get sent to a worse school because you're a troublemaker or whatever they label you as, blah blah blah. Or maybe you just want to go to one school in a particular area because it's near your parents' work and you have more flexibility. So there's more mixing of kids from different communities going to different schools. So some people would go to like a technical high school or like an arts high school, kind of like college. You know, you'd pick one, test into it, and then you would go to that school because everything's train and bus connected. So it wasn't really that hard for that. So in New York City, you know, you have those options, but then it meant like there wasn't really much wealth segregation at times, which I think is like quote unquote good, but it comes with its own issues of, you know, you have a kid with her little Tiffany ring that she takes out and she's sitting with rich kids at a table, and then next to it you have kids eating like fucking struggle meals, so glad they get to go to this nice school that they tested into. And they're eating rice and beans and they've never bought school lunch in their lives, and they're on their second pair of sneakers in 5 years, you know, like and it's crazy. It's crazy because you'd have these people in the same school, so they'd all see everything around them, and I don't know. It's interesting because then when I hear about people that went to school in like suburbs, rural areas, most non-cities really, they just went with everyone who lived in their town, which meant a lot of the time they were within a similar income range and had like a similar upbringing. So that's very interesting, very not my experience, but yeah. I wonder how different that kind of is. And I know, man. You wish more of the U.S. did specialized high school for kids that know what they want to do in a broad sense. It's too spread out for that. I agree, but it's too spread out because most people don't live in enough density for that to happen. So if you had a specialized high school in an area that was like for tech or something, you'd have kids busing in from 2 hours away to go there. It's just not possible. It's only possible in cities. And even a lot of cities are not dense enough for a lot of that. Maybe one special school or something. Though a lot of community colleges have like trade high school programs. So there are things like that. What was the name? There's one in New York. I remember in New York they had BOCES, which was a little less, it wasn't really in the city, but I know like if you wanted to do a trade, BOCES was like adult education. So if you never got your GED and you're an adult and want to do that, or you want to learn a trade, you could do that. But also high schoolers, if they didn't want to finish the normal high school track and they instead wanted to go into a trade, they could essentially not drop out of school, but stop on the normal high school track and do like a half day at any high school in the city. And then the rest of their day go to BOCES. And that was where they would like basically be doing trade school. So they could start that while they were high school aged instead of waiting until after high school for it. And so a lot of people that would go into construction or plumbing or electricity work, right? They want to be an electrician, all these sorts of things. A lot of them would start it early. The problem is the only people that they would encourage to do that were people who weren't doing well in school. And they're like, maybe you should pivot to a trade, you stupid idiot. They would like treat people kind of poorly, honestly. Like a lot of the advisors would be like, you're not cut out for school, so maybe just do this instead of it being like presented to them as a really good opportunity. And then people who like could make it into college and were doing at least okay in school were never encouraged to think about that, which is a shame because I think people who are well functioning should also consider trades. Like it's not, they would treat it like it was for people that weren't doing well. And I was like, I don't know. I didn't like that. But still, I like that it was available. At least the program existed, you know? So if you just felt like school, like traditionally was not for you and you wanted to go into a trade, you wanted to be a mechanic, let's say, you could just like start it early enough so you could have a good job. So I know a lot of people that went and did that sort of thing. They would do like high school in the city for the first half of the day, or sometimes like 2 days a week. and then go out there and they become plumbers out of high
the
school.
2000s experience.
Mm-hmm.
Go to college or you're a moron who gets relegated to trade school.
Yep.
Now
Yep.
all of the trades are in staffing crisis.
It's true. It's true. They would treat it like going to trade school was for like dumb people. Straight up, they would make it sound like that. And they would just take people who were failing so poorly that they were like not going to make it to the next grade. And they would be like, oh, go learn whatever, go to a trade school. Or they would take kids that were like, if someone was violent, they were acting out, they were fighting a lot in school, they'd try to like send them there. And I'm like, that's not, I think for some of them, it ended up being good because they were able to focus on physical work and they liked that more than sitting in a classroom learning, you know, standard academic shit. So it still worked out for a lot of them, but it's not like, it shouldn't have been the solution like that. The way it was done was really poor. I do think it still worked out really well for a lot, but it working out doesn't mean it was the right move, you know, like the way they did it. I don't like it. I didn't like how they did that. I don't know. They had to close most trade schools near you. Not that trade people are uneducated. They get anybody they can because they lack people. Yeah, it's a rough situation. I don't know. It was very stigmatized to take that route. I had a friend who was like relatively smart, did pretty well in school, but he wanted to be an electrician because his dad was an electrician. And he knew he had an in at like the local 3 or, you know, whatever, whichever union his dad was in the city. And he was like, I see no reason to just like not do this. This is the right move for me, especially because my dad's in this thing, but I want to go get like normal training. I don't want to just learn on the job. So he wanted to do trade school. Halfway through high school, he wanted to like kind of cut off some of his time and do trade school. And I remember teachers like shaming him for it and being like, you're so smart, you have so much opportunity, I don't get why you want to do that. And I'm like, this guy's gonna make a lot of money and he's gonna have a great job and he's gonna look, you're working for a city union, you get to stand around on a subway track at night pretending you're working and doing 10 minutes of actual work and getting paid double time for it. Like, he's gonna be fine, okay? He's gonna be doing really well. So I don't know. I was like, how are they shaming him? And then I'm like remembering how little the teachers make. So I'm like, well, you know, I don't know how many of them had a jealousy aspect or they just didn't get it. But, you know, you never know. High-level electricians are no joke. Well, that's the thing, too, because he was, like, definitely a more educated person. He had a lot of potential to be a really, really, really good electrician. So, I mean, come on. I don't know, man. I don't know. Mostly just don't get it. That's what I always assumed. Yeah. The trades don't want new people. The ones I see are either unwilling to work or severely untrained. Yeah, well, that's, I mean, the hard part with, like, going into a trade is a lot of people don't want to do the physical work. Some trades, and depending on your workplace, sometimes it's backbreaking, sometimes it's not. So there's always that aspect. And then the hours could be kind of rough, right? It's not always a 9 to 5. It can be really physically difficult. So yeah, it's a thing. Hi, Numi. Oh, Numi. Okay, I know everyone RPs and shit, but I wanted to set something up for Wednesday, maybe. I have to bother you. My mom just tried to call me. I'm texting her back. Hold on. I am very likely going to visit her this weekend, so letting her know. I don't know if I'm going to her Friday or... Hold on. I'm texting her. Because like I visit her like here and there a lot, but not like staying over very often. So I want to do that. There you go. Should bring her some of your plushies. You think I have a bunch extra? I don't. I'd have to get them. I'd have to get them. I also I don't just give family merch unless they ask me. If they see like I release something and they go, I want that, I'll go, okay, I'll get you one. But I don't want to be that guy because this is just me. I hate this. I hate this so much. I don't want people to just hand me stuff. Oh, here's my merch. Take it, take it, take it. Because what I'll do is I'll get pissed that I have so much stuff because I like to not own a lot of shit. And then I'll have an area of my closet just filled with merch that I can't do anything with. I can't display because I don't have 1,000 shelves to display it all on. And now I have boxes of acrylic standees, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? I want like my favorite one per friend. And then I'm chilling, okay? But sometimes I end up with so much stuff. And I don't want to be that guy and do that to other people. So yeah, I don't like just randomly give family and friends merch unless they specifically are like, hey, I want one of those, and then I'll get it for them. It's too much otherwise. It's too much, man. Then you feel bad about throwing away stuff you don't want? Yeah, it feels like shit, right? Feels terrible, awful. I don't want to do that. I have it with all of my my shaker cups. You know how many brands have sent me 1,000 shaker cups and everything because I've supported their brand, and I'm like, I can't stop sending me stuff. I had to send 2 of them emails being like, stop sending me stuff. Because I had a shelf full of shaker cups and I don't want that many. But some of them have my friends on them. And I'm like, oh, what am I going to get rid of that one but not get rid of the other one? Now I'm picking and choosing between friends' faces being on my cups, you know? So I just can't. I gift them to people who really like those VTubers. I do. Because I don't know what else to do with them, man. I feel bad. I feel bad. What's the coolest promo thing a sponsor company sent you? The Bind's Eye box was pretty crazy. Hold on, I guess. There you go.
I feel like GEEGA is going to be featured in a show that's the reverse of Hoarders. They just keep bringing in random shit and putting it on tables.
This is why I never opened like a public send me shit PO box. I like get irrationally mad watching streams or videos of people like going and doing a PO box opening. When they're like, oh, it's PO box day, so I went and I have these 20 packages, and then they just have like a stack of shit behind them that they opened from the boxes. And people send them so much stuff that's useless. They're like, I got you your 50th rubber chicken that you could squeeze and hear it scream. I got you 1,000 Labubus. And I'm like, dude, holy, I would get mad. You know what I would do? I would set up a box next to myself that said donate. And then a box on the other side that says keep. And the box that says keep would be tiny, and the box that's donate, it would be huge. And I would open those packages and I would put 99% of those items. I'd pick it up and go, cool, thanks, and then throw it in the donate box. Yeah, I hate overconsumption. It makes me so mad. I genuinely, like, it makes me want to throw up. It makes me sick. You might need 1,000 Labubus. Chat loves to be like, when are you making a Labubu? When are you getting a Labubu? We should make our own. It's called the Mabubu. And it's our little 2nd gen mascots, like the ones that are on the mantle right here. It's like a little thing, and then it wears a little onesie to look like them. You know, if people keep talking about Labubu so much, we just make Mabubu. Then we just have to do it. Did you see the Madonna Labubu cake? What the fuck is a Madonna Labubu cake? What? We have to do this collab soon. Madonna I'm trying to imagine what that even means. For her 67th birthday, Madonna had a Labubu-inspired cake. The tagline says, a demon cake for a demon. Ew! It looks even uglier than an actual Labubu. How's that possible? Ew. Okay, wait. It's kind of a scrumbly picture. I can't really, like, make it huge. It says, happy birthday, Madonna. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Look at this. Ready? Woman comes into your room and says, happy
You could
birthday,
always
Mr.
take
President.
the free merch you get sent and raffle it off to chat.
I could. Oh my god. Madudu. That is so... Ew. What is that? What is that? I don't know. Ew. I don't know. The only thing I'm gonna collect, is my own stuff. The mobs, the plushies. You want to buy the plushies? They're on sale
Why
now.
does the abomination have a bosom?
Mariko, you were still
Good hell, that
streaming?
looks horrifying.
Marco, we're about to start a collab really soon for some really funny cooked game. Happy birthday, Madudu. This is Madonna's Labubu cake. I was just talking about how much I just really don't like collectible things when they're like ugly. I don't mind if it's cute or if like I have an attachment to it, right? Like my own plushies, of course I'm gonna have like everything lined up. It's my own merch, you know? I love that. It's my own little guys, but like a fucking Labubu. Ugly ass thing. It's not even cute. And it's just, I don't know. You think they're slightly cute, but not cute enough to be... I think the idea of it's cute, but I just really don't like their faces. It's something about the highly molded eyebrows. You know, it's something about the face. And the cake says, happy birthday, Madudu, which is crazy. I gotta open this game. We gotta start. I don't know, man. I just... Ugh. See if this game has loud music when it starts. Hopefully not, but maybe will. Yeah, like DD Mega Doo-Doo. Alright. Stop BGM. DD Mega Doo-Doo. Anyway, it's a birthday week, Raiders. So we're just doing a lot of collabs and stuff. I did get sponsored for this one game, but it's like a party game, so I was like, fuck it, I'm doing a birthday week. I have seen this game. It was in one of the game shows. I don't remember, and I bookmarked it then as something that I wanted to try. So when they came through and were like, would you please play our game? I was like, well, I was gonna, but I didn't tell them that. I was like, wow, I would love to. I was already gonna play it though. Sony made it, I think, or Sony published it. Let me make sure. I think I might have to sign into something. Ooh, do you hear it? I think you might have to sign into like a PlayStation account or something. Am I crazy? Oh, I need to press allow access. Boom, I pressed it. It does come up with a sign-in window. Sign into PlayStation. What's my PlayStation account? Change category? Wait. Hold on. I'm trying to sign in. Give it a fucking minute, dude. Hold on, I gotta figure out. I don't even remember what my login is. Which I have to remember. I have to, because I need to set up my new PS5 so that I can play shit here, because I really want to play Shadow of the Colossus at some point. So it's not saved in my password manager. Do I have one? I have a PlayStation account, I'm pretty sure. PS5 has no games except older ones. They're the only ones that matter, and that's okay. That is a-okay. Maybe it's saved under Sony. Let's see. Hold on. I'm seeing one. I agree. Clicks the I agree button. Wow, I haven't signed into Sony in like 100 years. Oh my god. You like Miracle of Sounds? The song from Shadow Colossus? The OST was so good. It was so great. And it was when I used to like... I'm not a person who always just sits around and listens to game OSTs just cause like, I'll just listen to some. That one, oh man. Oh man. I used to listen to that OST all the time. And that's kind of like where the nostalgia comes from for me. Oh no, I can't use this account. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, hold on. It's the other account. Hold on. Signs out of that account. Now I gotta remember what the other one was. Now I gotta remember. I always had multiple because I played so much Monster Hunter. I had like a bunch of shit. Okay, hold on. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up. Clicks next. I'm gonna turn my BGM on because now I'm freaked out by the lack of BGM. There we go. There we go. They're making me solve a puzzle. Oh my god. They're making me... I just saw the craziest OAuth of my life. Oh my god. I wish you could have seen that. There was a number on the left and a picture on the right. And it was like... It said, I need you to select the picture that has the number of objects in it that is the same as the number on the left. I've never seen that one before. That's so new for me, dude. Okay, okay. Hold on, we're almost done. We're almost done. Hold on. I realized I made the mistake of my proper Sony account is only on my PlayStation. I've never signed in on my computer with the right one. Because I only used it to play Monster Hunter. I didn't use it for anything, man. I didn't play anything on my PS4 besides that. Oh god, okay. It's making me do all the first time sign-in stuff because I've not done this once. Hold on. Okay, okay. It should be good now. It should be okay. And now... it should have saved that. Probably. Most likely. Also, this game, I'm gonna say right now, when I saw the whole thing, when I saw the ad for it in one of these game showcases, I was so fucking excited because it's not a social deduction game. It kind of looked like it was for a second. I was like, oh, another one. But no, it's it's really funny. It's one where you shoot in the dark. So basically you hide and seek. You like hide out and just try to murder people. It's just designed for exactly what I want, which is Like, I don't want to troll people in a game that's not fun to be trolled in. I want to just murder people in a game you're supposed to murder them in. So, that's what this is. And I'm really excited. Dog, where do I click on? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Hold on, hold on. It didn't say my new password. I'm gonna crash out. I had to do it because it's like, oh, you've never been here on a computer. So pissed. Looks goofy as hell. It does, it does. That's why I wanted to play it. Oh my god. Hold on, I gotta change my password to the account. One sec. Oh my god. I can't believe they're making me do this. We have to... we have to crash out on him. We must. Oh my god, it wants... It wants me to do this in a way that is so annoying. Oh! Oh! Gonna lose it. It wants me to use my current password. But I don't have it saved. That's the problem. There's no, like... Is there no lost my password thing? Is there none? Huh? Oh my god. Alright, any knowers? Where do you go to change your password? But you lost it. Sony, where? Sony, please. Oh my god. Hold on, I'm clicking through everything. Sony, no. Create a new account? Oh god, no. I wanna use an existing one. Sony website? Guys, that's where I am. I'm on the Sony, I'm on my.account.sony.com. And I'm where my password is. And it's like, I'm like, I would like to change that, please. And it's like, okay, give the old one. Oh, no. Hold on, is there another way for me to sign in? Oh, I don't have passkey set up, I don't think. Let me see. Ooh, wait, they have a QR code sign? No, that's with their app, isn't it? I don't have their fucking app. I don't have their freaking app. Let me try signing back in entirely and see if it lets me, do it there. It's just insane that it's not in the settings. Oh, wait. Hold on, guys. I have to do a puzzle. There we go. Really important. I gotta do a puzzle. Okay. I should send it to my email. Dang. I can't believe I've never signed into this on a computer. Not once. Okay. Password change notification. Here we go.
Hello, it's me, John Sony.
Hi.
I'm here to tell you that your password is...
Do you guys actually have passwords that you remember for the most part? Or do you do, mostly other shit? Like, mostly, Hold on, I'm saving this. Like password manager generated ones. You remember them? Yeah. Mine are properly generated by a thingy, typically. But I also have like a couple in my brain where there are like some schemes, some ways of doing it where it's easy for me to remember, but it's like a really long password with a lot of like random ass characters in it.
I have mine written down in a book I've got in a different room.
A book?
I figure if someone is in my house, I'm already fucked anyway.
I mean, maybe.
I remember 3 passwords. My PC login, password manager, and my too far password.
Yeah.
They're all 16 random strings. Never have to remember shit again.
16 random strings. Yeah, but if they find one out, then they find one
I just
out, right?
entrust my passwords to the shitmites.
You know, I have like some ways that I can figure out a password. Oh, it's so loud. We got it. Okay, I'm a club member, meaning I own the game. The cool thing here, test, audio input device. I'm gonna change it to my microphone. Test. Okay. The cool thing is you can have guest passes. So I don't actually have to make all of my friends buy this game to play it, which is really nice. Really, really nice. Thank God. Okay. All right. I'm letting them know I'm good. Let's go over here.